So let's say you're the black sheep of your family. Let's say you're the black sheep of like your friend group. Maybe both. Maybe you're like the ostracized, you've been alienated, right? You've had a tough life. I mean, a lot of people on this spiritual path, you end up kind of being the black sheep, you know? And it isn't like this, oh no, such a super negative connotation. Like other people might put that on you, but I'm here to tell you that you need to embrace that part of yourselves, and that one of the most important lessons that you can learn on the spiritual path is the lesson of perseverance. So it's like, you may have been wondering your whole life, like, why did I end up this black sheep? Why do I stick out like a sore thumb? Why is my life so much harder than everyone else's? Why have I been placed on this path of just like utter turmoil and hell? You know, and you're supposed to persevere through it. And I mean, these stories are like in the Bible and stuff, right? Like the book of Job, like Job goes through a bunch of different shit, right? And I mean, it's like, it is a virtue. It is a noble thing that you learn. And I had a hard time with it because there were many times that I gave up on like life, like the external circumstances would make me give up on like a goal or something that I was trying to achieve. But also more importantly, you give up on yourself. And that's why like everyone that's depressed today, man, you've given up on yourself without even realizing it. You think that like the psychiatrists and the psychologists and all this psychiatric stuff that's analyzing and telling you what your depression is, they honestly don't have much of a clue on how to treat it. Like you think you're gonna like take meds and go to therapy and all these things, and therapy can be useful. Therapy, I mean, like me talking on these videos is a form of therapy, guys, okay? But like the meds, they can help stabilize you temporarily, but you guys, like, you're not meant to be on meds for the rest of your life with this depression and anxiety, guys. And you can even heal from like the more extreme ones like bipolar and schizophrenia and stuff, but it might take a much longer path. It's possible though. And so like you can heal yourself, you can improve yourself. But what I was getting at with like the whole depression stuff is, what happens is like you internalize the I'm the fuck up. You internalize the, oh no, everybody must be right, that I'm just like a piece of shit. I'm the black sheep of the family. I just keep getting into trouble. I just keep, I don't know, like it I just don't want to do stuff. I'm not vibing with like all this other path that everyone else is collectively on, chasing after stuff. Something feels off. I don't know, like I don't quite fit in, you know. And then you maybe decide to like start isolating. You know, like kind of want to dissociate from everything. You want to just kind of dip out. You hide yourself in the room. I mean, like that. I'm very familiar with all that stuff, guys. I've been through that, and I know what it's like to be alone, to feel alone, like no one understands you, nobody understands what you're going through. Okay, I know that feeling, and it happens to all of us at some point on our journey, even if we don't get into like a super bad depression, because life is meant to like knock you down so that you can get back up again. And it is cliche, right? Like you get back up again. Okay. But at some point you're like, I don't want to get back up again. Let me just like go and cower over here. Let me just like, you know, I'm going to go like the teacher puts you in the corner with a dunce cap on, you know, and you're like facing the corner. Like you've done that to yourself basically. And where do you revive yourself from? Where do you come out of that? How does that happen? Because if you're not going to do it, who's going to do it for you? That's the whole idea behind the perseverance. You guys have to have this like internal will, this internal, I'm going to go after whatever comes in my path. Like I'm going to just push through it. And it might suck. It might be the nastiest fucking slog of shit for fucking years, decades even, right? But I'm going to fucking push through this to the end, because I know that somewhere on the horizon, there is going to be some better stuff for me. And honestly, guys, the better versus worse, I was getting at that in some of my videos. Like we're comparing, you know, like, and we're waiting for a better thing and we're expecting, right? No, man. If you're in your hell right now, I'm talking to you and you're watching this and you are literally in a hell. you're fucking like, I've been alienated. I've alienated myself from my family. I feel depressed and like I might even like want to end up killing myself kind of stuff. If you're there, you're not meant to do that, guys. You're not. Stay with me. Keep watching my videos. It'll spark something in you if you guys understand what I'm talking about. But you might not see it. This is what happens. Like the shroud gets pulled over your eyes, and all you see and your entire lens that you project yourself through is negativity and can be utter darkness and hell. Basically, the devil, the illusion, the Maya, has come in and infiltrated you. You've let it take up shop in you. It's made a home for itself in you, and you're constantly giving yourself away to it, and you don't know how to go about getting rid of it, how to exorcise your demons, like they say, right? Oh man, she's had a tough life. She's got a lot of demons. That's what it means. You keep giving your power away to these negative things that are just tempting you. They're asking you. They're like, hey man, you're the fuck up, aren't you? Embrace it, man. Hey, you're the fuck up, aren't you? Hey man, your family knows you're the heroin addict, right? What's the big deal if you steal a couple things to go and inject some stuff in your veins? What's the big deal? Keep doing it, man. It's good. It feels good. You get addicted. Food, alcohol, cigarettes, and it can be anything. Sex, work, workaholics, right? Or you just could never find your path. Like I felt lost for a long time and I just always felt out of place. I didn't fit in quite here. I didn't quite fit in here. I didn't quite fit in there. And I don't know. And it's like God kind of trying to like redirect me to get onto this thing. And something in the back of my mind, something always gnawing at me, something's off. This doesn't feel right. And I didn't know that it was me trying to search for myself and everything. I didn't really fully grasp that. Okay. And now when you go down into this fucking utter hell, you're meant to persevere out of it. But what happens with the utter hell that you've created for yourself is it literally sucks the will out of you to persevere through the difficulty. You just give up. You're like, oh man, I guess I'm just supposed to end it because like, what else is there? Like, how am I supposed to navigate this? You've turned yourself into the victim. You've given your power away, right? And like, when you're in this place, somebody tells you, hey man, just buck up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, kind of boomer shit, right? Just try. You're not in a place to try, guys. So I keep telling you, keep searching for your inspiration. Maybe you do what I did. Maybe you make a list of movies and TV shows and music and you listen and you kind of pep yourself up to get yourself like going. You're like, oh, I remember this part of me that feels, that like wants to express itself, that wants to live and participate. And then there's no overwhelming need to persevere anymore because you just naturally flow into each event. It isn't just this like overwhelming thing that comes in and just dominates you. The only time you feel this obsessive compulsive need to persevere through stuff is when you have turned this reality, you've reacted in such a way that you're like, oh, this is so hard, I have to like work through this. And like I'll use an example for me, right? Like I have to lose weight. Like I want to get back to a normal weight. And all this time leading up to me starting my channel, I'm like, how can I start my channel when I'm such a fat ass? Who's going to want to watch this fat guy, right? They're going to say, oh, you're such a hypocrite. How are you talking about being in balance and being in harmony with yourself when you've basically eaten yourself to death? You're a fucking fat slob, right? And again, people don't know where I came from. I was even heavier. But like the point is, people are only going to judge you where you're at, and they're only going to see where you're at. Okay? So I had this internal thing going on the whole time I was leading up to starting my channel. I'm like, I got to keep pushing it out. I got to keep pushing it out. Maybe 3 months from now, maybe 6 months from now, I'll get to this threshold point where like I've lost enough weight that I'm confident enough to show myself on camera. And then at some point I was like, I let all of that shit go, all of it. And I'm like, I am me, and you're going to either accept me for me or you're not. The message is going to resonate with you guys or it's not, okay? And so that whole time I'm persevering, I'm struggling through, I'm like, I gotta lose weight, I gotta lose weight. Oh, it's the only thing on my mind. Other than starting this YouTube channel and searching for the awakening and the spiritual truth and like the reconnection, the other thing that was dominating my being every fucking day was how fat I was and how I needed to lose weight. I can't start my channel until I lose weight. It's like, Darius, how are you gonna start your channel if you don't lose weight? And so I had like created this dichotomy. It's like, no, man, maybe that whole losing the weight thing was the illusion to begin with. Maybe you love yourself and accept yourself for where you're at right now on your soul's journey. I'm meant to be fat as I am right now, guys. I can't argue with it because I am fat. And then later, as I start losing weight, in 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, I'm back down to a more normal weight. It's like, oh, now in that state, now in that timing, God's like, hey man, look, it came in when it needed to come in. And you're not fighting and creating this opposition to it constantly, forcing yourself into it, right? So we can create this like illusory thing that we need to persevere through. So it kind of is that. But guys, there are going to be some difficulties. There are. You have to like let's say in today's society where people go to school to get a degree, to go and get their job and start their career. Sometimes college is going to be tough, right? Like you're going to have to like struggle and like learn and study your ass off and like all these different things, right? Like maybe you're not good at a certain subject and it fucking owns your ass in college and you can't afford to get a fucking C or a D, or else it's going to drop your GPA too low, or you're not going to pass, and you're going to have to like try it again, and you don't want to do that. It's like it's a whole learning process about yourself. What are my blind spots? And that's the thing about blind spots, is like you can't notice what your blind spots are because that's why they're blind spots. It's this whole paradoxical thing. And the only way you can notice your own blind spots is it's almost as if something external has to point it out, and then you look at it and you open yourself up to a place where you're like, oh, is that what it could be? And then like your intuition comes forward and is like, yes, that's what it is. I got to work on this part of me. And if you're like truly the black sheep of your family and they have like cut you off, they've kicked you out of the house, right? Like a lot of gay people go through this where like, oh no, I cannot accept my son or my daughter for being gay. And they're like, you're done, I'm done with you. And now you like get kicked out because you just happen to be a different sexuality. They just can't get over the bigotry, right? And now this kid has this trauma and suffering that they have to endure. They have to feel like they're just out of place, It is such a shame, but also not a shame, because they chose to go through that. And it sounds insane. It's like, what do you mean I chose to go through this? Guys, we came in here, we asked to come in here and experience our life path. Every single one of us, whatever we're going through on our individual path, we are asking for this all the time. And then when you land here, when you spawn here out of nothing, just like created in your mother's womb, and here you're birthed into life, right? Once you finally get here, now you're co-creating your reality too. You're perpetuating it, and you're making choices on each little like fork in the road. I can go down this way or I can go down this way. In any moment, I can do this, I can do that. I can do this, I can do that. And it's like every moment is a test, basically. It's like asking you to give up. The devil wants you to give up. The illusion wants you to give into the fear, to make yourself small, to say, I can't possibly do that. I can't possibly do this. I can't possibly be this. You're basically tricking and debating yourself. You're like minimizing yourself. You're like, I'm unimportant. I'm nothing. And it's like, but Darius, you keep saying that we're nothing. And it's like, yeah, you're nothing, but your nothing is what transforms you into your somethingness. You get in touch with the nothing. You get in touch with the stillness, the nothing, the platform of the peace of God itself. And then that catapults you into your somethingness to participate in this three-dimensional world. You're not like cowering in the fucking like nothing, turning yourself into nothing. You're here. You can create. You can interact with life. You can touch. You can speak. You're not nothing. Everyone that's depressed and wants to end their lives, they think that they're fucking nothing, that they're pieces of shit. They have internalized this external difficulty. It's like, oh no, this world's so hard, everything's such a conflict, everything's such a struggle. And it's like, oh, I guess I'm the fuck up. And it's like, you're not the fuck up, man. You're really, like even in your black sheepness, you're still not the fuck up. Don't you see the beauty of that path? You guys know, like how much shit I had to go through, and my whole life I'm like, oh my God, it's so hard. Why does everything have to be so hard for me? How am I gonna learn my lessons if my life isn't hard? If everything is just easy and I'm living my best life from the moment I'm born, and I have the silver spoon and I don't have any problems, like the Buddha's life, right? Where he's just like the prince and he's born into like this kingdom and he can just like go and live out, and they're just gonna shelter him from this like, oh, difficult life that exists out there. And then he gets a glimpse of it and he's like, wait a minute, something's off out there. I gotta go find out what that is. Well, what happens with you being the black sheep and you needing to persevere is like that something that's off comes to you in your fucking physical. Your entire life is reflecting this difficulty all the time. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit down and just like, I'll just sit here. No, go participate, man. Create the reality for yourself that you want. So I'm saying like in my last video, I'm like, you switch into the spontaneous, in the moment intuitive. You think that you can't find solutions to your problems. You think that like all of this stuff that's so hard, you can't possibly figure it out and get through it. It's just too much of an obstacle. No, guys. There is nothing that exists on this planet as an obstacle that you cannot persevere through. Yes, it might take some time because we live in time. We live in a linear perception of time. That is an illusion as well. There's no time. Everything's happening instantly. Like 2,000 years ago and 2,000 years from now is happening right now simultaneously with our reality, but we just can't perceive that. We can't exist in the physical without a linear perception of time. It's just how it is. We'll get like glimpses into like the unrealized, untimed version of life. We'll get glimpses of it, but we can't exist that way on the level of our minds. It's impossible. The mind needs time. It needs the past and the future. It needs it. It lives that way. It is built that way. And when you see it for what it is, you're like, oh shit, it doesn't hold as much power over me anymore. I'm done giving myself and my power to it. I'm done believing all these lies I'm telling myself all the time, literally. And I'm gonna go and create the life that I fucking want. That's what the law of attraction and like this manifestation, you have so many manifestation videos out there. All they're trying to do, guys, is say, hey man, create the reality that you want for yourself, right? And then you get into trouble because you want your reality to look a certain way. You're not okay with what reality God has in store for you. It needs to be always sunshine and roses, you know? No one's shit smells, guys, right? You take a shit, it doesn't smell, guys. It's always roses, right? It smells perfect. No, man, there are some shitty aspects of life that you have to deal with. And when you achieve this state of being, ooh, the chosen master, ooh, worship him, right? When you achieve that place, you still deal with some shit, guys. It's just minimized. Or you see it exactly for what it is and it doesn't bother you. And that's what you're trying to get to, man. You're trying to get there. And after a while, like I keep saying, you don't try anymore. You just are. But this like internal dichotomy that you're creating for yourself, this internal struggle, this internal conflict that is reflecting externally and bringing more negative shit into your reality, you can cut that at its source. You can stop it where it stands and choose to change the trajectory into the good. And how do you do that? Well, I don't know, Darius, are you going to bring up the M and the P words again? I've heard them enough times with you, bro. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to meditate and pray. I'm not going to contemplate. I'm not going to stay still. No. I refuse. Okay, well, enjoy your suffering then. Enjoy it. Maybe you're the 1 in the million, you're the 1 in 10,000 that the grace of God, like I said, literally shits on you. It just shits you into the toilet of life. It's like, here, I have given you, I have given you the awakening. You didn't even have to work for it, man. I'll just give it to you. Here. Poof, you wake up and you're like, oh, I see. You're 1 in 10,000. The rest of the people have to go through the slog of hell. And so you're the black sheep, you feel alienated, you even alienate yourself. That's what I did. I'm like, you know what? I did too much crappy stuff. I said too many crappy things. I kept popping off. I kept being out of balance. I kept doing this and this and this. I was too much. It's easier if I just go away. And I did. I disappeared from my family's lives for years. They didn't hear from me. They didn't see from me. Everyone's wondering what's up with Darius. Nobody's gonna know. No, all too painful. And then you're gonna ask questions about how my life is doing. Oh, I can't tell you that I'm in the middle of the most utter hell battle. I can't tell you guys about that. No, because then you're gonna want to try and help me, and then you're gonna want to try and interact with me. I don't even want to interact with anybody. I'm too busy licking my own wounds and like I'm in my cave. I'm the hermit. It is the hermit's journey to realizing I had to go through it. I had to. It had to happen that way. So at what point are you going to forgive yourself and let go? It's like I'm okay. I accept my black sheepness. Like I've said, guys, I accept the loserness of who I am. I love it. I embrace that aspect of myself because I'm not trying to be anything other than what I am. You want to call me a loser? You want to call me a fat ass? You want to call me anything, right? You're my family and my friends, and you guys just want to have negative shit. Go ahead, man. Keep spewing your shit that you just have to keep spewing your shit. But I'm done letting it contaminate the very essence of who I am. I'm done. And you need to get to that place too. And you can. And then you're like, okay, Darius, I want to get there. Please, Darius, I want to join you where you are, Darius. I do. And then now what's going to happen is you want it to happen so fast. You want it to happen in 2 weeks. You want it to happen overnight. And that might not be what your journey is. You guys might have another year or 2 or 5 or 10 of a struggle. And it's not all going to be a struggle nonstop, guys. Just because like from 2020, like I said, till now, where I purged the final stuff, right? Doesn't mean that like there wasn't some great times in there, but it was few and far between. You know, it was just enough of a taste to keep me going. God's just like, yo, bro, here, man. Here's a morsel of goodness for you. I'm gonna like just temporarily remove the layers of damnation and just like shine like this little spotlight of love so that you can feel okay temporarily. Hold on to that love, guys. Let it see you through. Please. If anything, I don't even care that you awaken or you don't. You know, I mean, I do. That's the most important thing. But what I'm saying is like I it doesn't bother me as much if you perhaps don't even awaken. But if anything, at least get some inspiration from this, man. If you're on that precipice, if you're in that dark place, and you're really thinking about going and doing something that you can't take back, okay? Don't. Take my advice, man. Because I promise you, what you're going through is not any worse. It's different, maybe. It's not any worse than what I went through. And so I know the road out of it, guys. I do. I know. It's hard. And we kind of make it a little harder on ourselves than we need to. That's part of the whole trick of this thing. It's like, Darius, you make it sound so easy. It's so easy. You're seeing me in a place where I've already worked through the stuff, guys. You're not seeing me. If you saw Darius when he was in the middle of his, like, I'm gonna alienate myself. I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm like a piece of shit and I have no perseverance left in me. I have no more fight in me. I've given up on myself and everything. If you saw me then, you wouldn't recognize me. I wouldn't even look at you. When I was out, like, guys, I was so ashamed, okay? I would wear the same stuff. I had this blue hoodie, the same blue hoodie. But when I would go outside, I would cover up myself like this, and I would just look at the ground as I was walking. And everyone just kind of knew me as like the hooded fat dude that would come in and buy some groceries and then he would leave. Even if it was hot outside, I'm like, I got my hoodie on, I got my fucking like my cap on, my hood on, and I'm trying to just kind of like, you know how like the horses have their blinders. They want you to stay. I was like, I'm gonna stay in my lane. Minimum interaction. I don't want to like meet you in the eye because I'm too ashamed. People do that all the time, guys. You're walking down the street and you meet eyes, and the natural response is, I smile at you, another genuine, beautiful, chosen soul on the planet. Blessings to you. But everyone's terrified of meeting eyes. No one has that confidence. And I'm not saying no one. Obviously, there's plenty of people that do. And there's plenty of people that will meet you in the eye. And you can see them immediately for what they are in that moment. They're willing to look at you. Look at yourselves. I mean, if you have to, go in front of a mirror and like take a good look at yourself. You might have some thoughts. What have I become? I thought that a lot. What have I become? How did I get to this place? Where did it go wrong? All these like narratives that we play, and they're all illusory. What have I become? I am what I am. Like what are we questioning here? Do you not know the circumstances that led you to where you are in this moment? You know how you got here. Why would you like question like, oh, what have I become? Like, okay, what have you become? Are you some monstrosity? your physical being, what you've turned into, you're never the monstrosity. It's more about the things that you do and say that make you the monstrosity. That's why Jesus was always like, hey man, it's not really important like this or that. What's important is your heart and like what you like are projecting, you know? And I'm not one on like being so perfect with your words. Obviously, I'd be a hypocrite if I was perfect with my words all the time. But there can even be a perfection in the profanity. And you guys, I'm trying to get you guys to understand that a little. Don't take this stuff too seriously, man. The devil, the God, uses the devil to bring some nasty shit in your reality. Just smile and nod. Don't let it get you down. Keep trudging through it. You will find your way. And there are many tools and many things available at your disposal that you can use to work through this stuff, guys. My channel might just happen to be one of them. Maybe you get a reading done by somebody. Maybe they give you some guidance. Maybe you get you learn about your astrology. Maybe you start noticing your numerology. You're like, why is my life path so difficult? Well, maybe you're a master number, and that's why. I mean, and it's not saying that like the numbers that aren't a master number path are not, but the 11 and the 22 and the 33 do tend to be a little bit more difficult. Whatever, man. It's not like insanely overly important. I used to think it was, and it's really not. It's whatever, man. Life is going to be tough. It's meant to be that way a little bit sometimes, guys. If it was all sunshine and roses, then where is the contrast for us to appreciate what those sunshine and roses are?